Mary Moody.
I feel like I'm like in a school auditorium trying to give like a.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's
that
actually
literally sounded like that.
The first time I ever heard my voice was in a school auditorium. I won the Dare essay contest.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, and I
Say no to drugs.
Yeah, that was the first time I heard my own voice.
Do you remember what you wrote about? Like, how did you win?
I wrote about not using drugs.
Wow.
I mean, what?
Anyways.
Wait, I don't know how loud it is when I speak. Can I get like feedback from the chat?
Yeah, let us know if the sound is wacky, guys that are listening. Otherwise, I'm just going to start asking Mary some questions.
Also, I'm going to end up yelling. So is this volume okay?
It sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I said it's perfect. Mary, how did you get your name?
Oh my God. It's from my 2 favorite childhood books.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yeah, I didn't know you were going to ask that, but I actually
Is this
have
not
an
a
answer.
personality characteristic or anything?
I mean, it's so Moody's from Harry Potter. Like that's an easy one to explain. Mary is from, it's like a children's or like young adult historic novel. What is it called? Historical fiction novel called Bloody Jack.
Oh.
And it's about a girl who kills people.
Wow.
And that's how you got your name.
Anyway, her name was Mary.
Wow.
Well,
So
that's a cool origin
that's a pretty
story.
cool origin story. It's
Yeah.
like kind of cooler than mine, I think. Right?
Wait, okay.
Ours is just random.
I was wondering because I was like typing in Jack and Jill at something and I was like, I wonder if they regret using Jack and Jill as like their names.
Jill doesn't like Jill.
Oh,
Well,
man,
I
you
mean,
could
I'm
change
used
it.
to it now.
Just be like Jillian.
Yeah,
I call her
like
Jillian when I'm angry.
I like Jillian better.
Yeah.
But I'm so used to it. It's like, you know, it's past the point of
You
me
just gotta
wanting
live
to
with
change
it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I never once considered that people would call me Mary to my face.
Ah.
Like, you know how like you live in a bubble in your head, and I didn't, when I started, I didn't know a single sex worker. I knew no
Yeah,
one.
yeah, us
Same.
too.
And then like
Same.
Mary is the weirdest random name to be like Mary, and I'm like,
Mary's a really old name. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, I was gonna
It's
say
got a
it's
big history.
funny because it's like the most common name like for many years in history, but there's not a lot of porn stars with the name Mary.
That's very true.
That
It's a
is
very
true.
virginal name.
Yeah, it's like who the fuck would pick? And I picked it because like the character like it's like her parents died in the plague, and she sneaks onto a ship for work, and then she murders someone, and I'm like, yeah, Mary.
Oh, wow.
That's who I want to be.
So it has nothing to do with like, you know what? I've been meaning to do more mommy themed porn. And I'm
Oh.
like, Mother Mary, mommy. Should I go into the sacrilegious side?
Wow.
Anyway,
I mean,
just thoughts I have. Bloody Mary.
so now you guys know.
Oh, Des calls me Bloody Mary
Oh, does she?
randomly.
Oh,
I
For
don't
any
know why.
particular reason?
Just the nickname she has for me, Desiree. Murray, Murry.
Murray.
She types it and says
Murray.
it. Goes Murray, and I'm like, hi, Marmar.
How long have you been living with Desiree?
Less than a month, technically.
Less than a month?
She was at my house anyway because like she flew to AVN to meet me, and then we're from NorCal. That's where we met. We
Mhm.
were neighbors.
Uh-huh.
Many.
Oh,
years
wow.
ago.
You guys were really like neighbors?
Yeah, like the local coffee shop between our houses is like where we met up.
Wild.
Oh.
That's
Like,
cool.
Actually, it's really funny. Like I don't know how much of the story she's told, but
None.
like no, like in general on her
Okay.
cam or whatever. But my ex was getting coffee, and we were friends with everyone, and someone was like, "Oh, this girl, she's thinking of starting camming or something. I don't know." Like, and he was like, "You should talk to like my girlfriend." Like it was like
Mhm.
because we know the people, we didn't know like who they were talking about, and they were like, "Oh, is Mary gonna come by?" He's like, "Yeah, like we live 2 blocks away." Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I've always loved helping people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like in my little local like bubble of people I know. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I met up with her literally to answer questions about like
That's cool.
sex
That's
work.
cool.
I see you helping people out
And
on
then,
Twitter
like,
and stuff and
yeah.
shouting people
Yeah.
out.
We like
Yeah.
didn't talk for a long time, and then she hit me up and she was like, "So I started camming and I'm confused. Can you help me?" And I was like, "Why didn't you tell me that you're online?" Like, hi everyone in chat who's here for me. I love you. I'm not going to talk to you directly because there's too much going on. Sorry.
Do you
So-
know chicken salad and toast?
No.
Oh, okay.
Harry, Mary, that's true.
These names.
So my name origin story is from Jill created a burner email to spy on her ex.
It's true.
And when we started camming, she used that as our email, and
set it up.
the fake name on that email was
it's
Jack Palmer. So
Yeah.
What is
that's
Palmer? Like Palmer's lotion?
I don't know.
It was just a random name that I chose.
It's my last name, my
Oh.
porn last name.
Yeah, so we're Jack and Jill Palmer, but
Well,
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah, I didn't even like. I think I've seen Jack Palmer. I've never seen Jill Palmer.
Yeah.
She doesn't like
But
it.
Jack and Jill, is that hard for like Google SEO? Like, because Jack and Jill's like Mary is a common word.
It's not hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mary Moody. There's like an Australian author,
Oh.
and there's like a Mary Moody Northern Theater, and I like get Google
Oh.
alerts where it's like donations to the theater, and I'm like,
Ah.
sorry guys. Also, when you Google it, my stuff pops up first now.
Nice. They don't even exist,
I'm really
basically.
sorry to the nice old lady, Australian writer.
I think Jack and Jill of America is like an organization.
That makes
Yes,
sense.
it is.
They're like a nonprofit.
It is.
That's their problem.
And Jack plus Jill was a band.
Yes. They were like a rockabilly. Is that what the
You know what? Like
Something.
the band thing, you know how like trademark is like, oh, you have to be in different industries? I wonder if performer and music would be like close enough that they could fight you.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
I
think it
was
has to
there
be different.
first, maybe.
They never really contacted us, but I'm
You were here
sure.
first. Oh my God, there's a performer named Jason Moody.
Oh.
And he hit me up all nicely in DMs, just being sweet. And I was like, you stole my name.
Ah.
You're
and I-
like, I can't work with you. We're related.
No, I feel I like it's so funny. We're related. Let's look. We're married. No, it's so funny because he was trying to be nice and be like, "Hi, like it's great. Like I'd love to meet you." And I was like, "You stole my name." And he's like, "No, I didn't." And I'm like, "When did you start?"
There can only be
I
one.
think I started 1 month before him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he literally was like, "Well, I had an older Twitter," and I'm like, "Prove it." Like I started, like literally, he's trying to be nice, and I'm just interrogating him.
That's so funny.
And I'm sure he's a nice guy.
So how long have you been camming for?
Since March 2016.
2016.
So almost 7 years. 7 years in March,
Mm.
right?
And camming was your first foray into the adult industry. You just did camming.
did you
There's
do
nothing
anything
before
else?
that.
So the first like existence of Mary Moody was my Chaturbate account.
Okay.
Okay.
And I made a Twitter like that month.
Cool.
And a ManyVids like the next month.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
And then a Pornhub like a few months later.
Okay.
So you're a live streaming veteran at this point, I would say.
So like when people are like, oh, what do you do? Like if someone's like, well, what do you do? I'm like, I'm a live streamer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's how I identify
Like,
as well.
Mhm.
and when OnlyFans like really picked up,
Yeah.
people are like, oh, you OnlyFans girl?
No.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I live stream. You know, like that's like my
Mhm.
answer. Like,
Yeah.
have you heard of Twitch? It's kind of like that. Like for
Yeah.
people who like aren't in the industry.
It's like Twitch with titties and
Literally, I'm like Twitch, but porn. And they're like,
yeah.
You guys have any questions for her too?
I'm a
Amen.
very open person to my own detriment.
Jack has some good questions on that sheet.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's just-
ask one.
of course.
I'm going to check my Twitter, but don't worry. I have ADHD. I'm also listening.
Oh, I still need to retweet your tweet. I need to.
Useless.
Yeah, I know. I picked up my phone to do it and everything, and then I forgot.
Oh my
Oh, yeah. I was
As a fellow ADHD sufferer, you should like.
I skipped my meds, so I would have spit for you.
Oh my god.
Thank God.
Just dry, like,
I mean, Vegas
Oh,
will do that
shit.
too. Jay,
Jay,
thank you.
thank you so much, dude.
Oh, too bad.
Dude, we
Love that.
appreciate you.
love a big hello.
Maybe tomorrow.
Oh, I was telling Jill about how I like tweeted that. Like, did you notice that I tweeted the goofy photo I texted you?
I retweet it.
Okay.
All good.
I'll show. So I pulled up the photo so that you couldn't see our previous text. So it's like, it says like Jack, and then it's like my weird face, and it's like, I'm on my way.
Ah.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
That Mary, that was the first thing I saw when I
So
woke
you
up
weren't
this
joking?
morning. I was not joking when I said I rolled out of bed and then I saw like your eyes. And then I was gonna take a photo.
Oh my god.
So I like pulled it up so you can see our previous text because
Yes.
John, thank you so much.
and Jonathan. Wait, the funniest named one? Hang on.
Thank you, John.
Oh my God. I lived on like F Street. I can't remember any street names in Davis. That's where I grew up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't
Oh,
remember
okay.
a single street name that's funny.
I did an intern.
Oh, like for UC Davis, something there.
No, it was at a facility.
Well, you don't have to tell me later.
Well, I never have told
Wait,
people what I do for
year-
work.
What
so
year were you in Davis?
I don't know. When I first
2014, 2013.
I think it must have been one of those.
I want to see if I lived there at the time. I have to do math.
It was hot as fuck over there.
Oh, it gets hotter than like Sacramento.
Yeah, it was
It's
like
the
Jesus.
like valley, the heat like sits in there.
Yeah.
Wait, you say like 2013 probably?
I used to drive from Alameda. No, Walnut Creek.
I lived in Sacramento when you were there probably.
Yeah?
Yeah. Post 21 or whatever.
And then I did some work in like Elk Grove or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Roseville.
Any other NorCal? NorCal represent. That's why I say hella.
Yeah, I say hella
Oh
sometimes
my God.
too.
In my Boy Girl with Robbie Echo, I said hella.
Oh.
And I left it in. I'm like,
It's always going to be there,
he didn't
Mary.
register that I said that while sucking his dick. Like, I don't know what I was doing.
You
Oh my
just
God.
blacked
I'm like,
out.
oh my God, hella, whatever. Like, Valley Girl mixed with NorCal.
Are you excited like to do like these kind of collabs, like working with like?
Well, yeah.
men.
So you've
how do you
been
feel about
you've been
all
a
that?
solo cam model
Yeah.
for so long.
Like, how do you feel
when
about
you
doing
finally
that?
tweeted that you were open to fucking other people?
Yeah, and Jack's like, hi, I'm really sorry, but people have been asking repeatedly. I do not want to be weird, but they're begging.
That's my way of like.
I have to ask.
That's my way of softening you up before I'm like, so.
No, and what's funny is if I scroll through our DMs, which is between you and me, Jack, I'm pretty sure I was like, what camera do you use? What lens? Blah, blah, blah.
You did.
And
yeah.
you were like, oh, I could show you like my VR setup. And I was like, oh, like, LOL, that's how you get me to book. Like,
Yeah.
that'll be the final.
Whatever it takes.
Like, show me your cameras, baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am like a solo streamer. Where the camera? Just there's like a ring light blinding it. I was a solo streamer like almost my entire career. I do like girl shows occasionally. I've done one other boy girl cam collab. It was the AK Ginger Snaps in like 2017.
Yeah, I remember.
And that's the only other time I've like really done like a collab with another like established couple. I've camped with like friends and like done like little shows and stuff, but like wait, what?
So that's kind of
Pick
your
one
identity.
question, because you had a few questions. Is it
Yeah.
like,
Well, were you excited to fuck other people now? Finally, that's kind of the big question. Were you like, yay, I get to do this, or you're like, I guess
like,
this
ugh,
is just what I have to
men.
do.
hate them?
If
Oh my
I want to get
God.
that money, I
I
gotta
don't want
do
them
it.
at all. No, okay, so like everyone in the world on Twitter knows I went through a breakup, and then I did not collab for 7 months after that breakup. Like I
That's
did my
healthy.
solo work,
Yeah.
and honestly, like I didn't even want sex. I didn't even want someone to touch me
Yeah.
for a while, especially like a man. I was just because
Yeah.
it's like so, like yeah, like friends. It's not very like intimate or like digging deep into you when you're like kind of in a weird place.
Mm-hmm.
I waited 7 months, and then I was like, I'm pretty sure I was like, wait, did I just get like an attracted feeling towards a male person?
Yeah.
Like I was like, am I thinking about dick? Like it's happening. I think I once messaged you when we were discussing working together, and I was like, oh, I have to remember how to have sex again.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
were like, what?
Well, I was like in the middle of like kind of taking a break too, and I was joking about feeling like a virgin.
Oh no, yeah. I think I was like, what do you mean? And you're like, oh, I'm like a virgin. I'm like,
I like
I just forget how to have
Come in
sex.
2 seconds, like
And
a
cry.
virgin. Like
That's
that.
what you
said.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I just forget what I'm doing. Like, how do I do this? No, but I like suddenly was like, oh my God, I must be like over like the weirdness of a breakup. And it's been enough time that like,
That's
Like,
good. That's
I
a
didn't-
healthy way to
yeah,
handle
I
it,
didn't
you
push
know?
it. I kind of like, when it came to like sex or flirting or anything, I like just kind of forgot about it. And then like it creeps back in. And I like that where it's just like slowly you're like, oh wait, I kind of want to text that person again. Or oh, that guy was nice. And like that kind of naturally.
That's
came
nice.
back.
That's good.
Some of us handle breakups by going and fucking the closest thing to us.
I'm like, no one touched me for like months.
Yeah.
Except Desiree.
Oh, okay.
Like me and her would just like lay on the couch and be like,
Yeah. That's adorable.
Yeah. I feel like that's really healthy.
Oh yeah, sometimes we cuddle, and then like when we miss boys, we'll just complain about men and cuddle in bed, and then be like, why do we like dick?
Yeah.
I love that.
No, and like I was ready to collab again, and I hit up Robbie Echo because I'd met him years ago, and like I was on set for like a scene, and this was years ago, and he was like an extra,
Mhm.
and like there's a lot of waiting around on set, so we just stood like kind of waiting around and like talking on set, and I was like, okay, he seems really nice. I researched, I like went and watched like his porn, and I remember sitting
Good.
on Pornhub. It was a Balesa scene. And I sat there and watched the whole 30-minute scene. And I was like just sitting there,
Ooh.
and I'm like, wait, why am I just like didn't even masturbate. I was just like,
Interested?
Interesting. Watch the entire thing, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch another one.
That's such a healthy thing to do when you go to work with someone else,
Yeah.
because I get a lot of ladies that I've worked with that are like, hey, Jack, so-and-so has contacted me to work with me. What should I do? should I work with this person? And I'm like, I never really know what to say. And so what I usually say is watch their porn, and however you feel, if you feel good about it, then good. If you feel like it's gimmicky or it's overly rough or overly produced or gross or the person's acting a particular way, follow your instincts. If you watch their porn and you don't feel good about it, you're not going to feel good shooting with that person, you know?
I go off vibes so much. Like in my chat room when I'm live, it's like the only rule is don't kill the vibe. But like if I meet someone and I'm like really excited, like I just released a boy girl with the flesh mechanic. And it was like I met him and I was like, will you have sex with me? And he was like, are you tested? And I was like, fine, I'll go get tested tomorrow. Like literally I was like, if I get tested, will you make time for me? And he's like, sure. I'm like, because it's like in town to work. So like sometimes you meet someone and you're like, you look at their like I saw his content and I was like, you, where's this man? And then I saw him in person. I was like, you.
I like his name.
Huh?
I like his name.
Oh my God. He was like, I want my name to be Fleshy. And I'm like, I can't say it.
Fleshy.
And I was literally on stream yesterday and he messaged me. He's like, Fleshy, not Bradley. And I'm like, fuck.
Oh, okay. So he goes by Bradley
No,
too.
it's like his name or whatever that's on stuff. But he's like, no, I'm going to go by Fleshy, like Flesh Mechanic. I'm like, Fleshy's a disgusting name.
I mean, I like the flesh mechanic. I like that. Like
he says that you want to get serviced by the flesh.
Oh
I
my
can't say it with a
God.
straight face.
He's gonna flush your brake fluid or whatever.
So like Des texted him and I was like, say you want to get serviced. And she's like, what? No, but like, I don't know. If it clicks with someone, it clicks. If you feel weird, yeah. Honestly, if there's any weird gut feeling where I'm just like, I don't know, I just don't text them back.
Follow your instincts is
like maybe
really important.
Later, like sometimes I don't know why. I'll just put it off.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So how do you normally run your camera? Do you like, what do you do when you live stream? I kind of know the answer to this, but I'm gonna just purposely ask dumb questions.
In the chat, I want to know if anyone can answer that for me. Like, how do I run my rooms? I literally like go live. I turn on my bots and I have like a random.
Do you start out totally clothed or?
I'll be like sitting like this, maybe in like a bralette and like shorts or something.
Okay.
And I have like a cute little menu. I literally go live like before I'm even ready. Like I'll hit live and I'll be like, hang on, let me edit my overlay. And like I'll sit there, kind of how you had it muted. I'll like sit there and like chat while I'm like fixing things.
Yeah.
And then I just talk. No structure. I have a little menu. And for some reason it's like slowing down, I'll be like, what are you guys doing? Like entertain me. Someone tell me something about their day. And like I kind of want people to talk in my room.
Yeah.
So do you have a structure when you like set out to cam? Are you like, I'm gonna do a ticket show tonight, I'm gonna masturbate tonight, or you just flip on the camera and whatever kind of happens?
I have done, maybe someone in here, if they know, help me remember. I think I've done one solo cum show in the last 5 months.
Oh wow.
Everything else has been sitting and talking or like my friends hanging out.
Wow.
But I used to cam way more consistently, but like I think in my like year 3 of my camming career, I didn't do a single sexual show.
Wow.
But I cammed 3 days a week.
Wow.
But I had like twerking and dancing and like flash it, like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But it was kind of like I arrive, we talk about our day, we talk about everything, and the menu's there. Sometimes it ends up being super fun, flirty, sexual. Sometimes we just like get like, okay, when we were driving back from the airport, is it like too distracting?
No, is he
he's
sleeping?
dreaming?
He's dreaming. The dog is dreaming, you guys.
Sorry, guys.
But like when we were coming back from the airport, you and I were discussing Section 230 and the First Amendment and how that affects porn. Like I'll get into that shit on cam. Like the way I was like going back and forth with you.
Yeah. We both had decent opinions, I think.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. We are attempting to reconcile them.
I'm like, no, you don't
We didn't
understand.
get very
it's
far.
Something else. It was only like a 20-minute drive or whatever.
Yeah. We needed like 5 days of driving.
I think at one point he was like, there's a lot we could talk about in this subject.
There really is, but
no, oh my God, John, I have a mug that I still have from like my first year camming. It's pink and it says World's Best Therapist. And someone sent it to me. I forget their username. I wish I knew it, but they would come in and be like, my favorite therapist. And I'm like, I'm not your fucking therapist. Like jokingly, I'd say it every time. And he sent me a mug that says World's Best Therapist.
Nice. Do you feel like you play therapist for people or do you not tolerate that?
Oh my God. So I got banned on Tinder, but before I got banned.
So did we.
No, okay, I'm so mad. I think I got banned for stalking and harassment, which was not my plan. Because I
did just kind of happened.
Let me explain. It ties into the therapy thing, I swear. But I made a Tinder account and I did not put Mary Moody. I did not put my full face. You know the photo of like my zoomed in eyes? So I did one like this close.
Okay.
And like another one like this and a picture of my dog that was like never posted anywhere else.
Definitely
Okay.
stalker photo though.
And then in my bio, I put here to snoop on people within a 1 mile radius.
Oh.
And then I bought Tinder Gold and only swiped yes on people within a 1 mile radius that had something I could be nosy about. And then
Oh
I
my
would, and then when they
gosh.
swiped, I was doing it for fun.
Oh
This was
my
not like a
God.
plan. This was
No,
recent.
it's just random.
This is what I do for fun. I was so upset when I got banned. But
Did you take it like personally? You're like, I'm a real
I
human.
literally emailed them and made them like answer me. They're like, okay, we escalated it to a higher up. But what happened is I was
Did they
like,
ever unban you?
no, they emailed me and said, you're permanently banned and we can't tell you the reason.
Oh.
Let me explain though. So stalking people within a 1 mile radius, or I was like, here to snoop on people in a 1 mile radius. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And I put like on for like job, it's like, you know, on a need to know basis. And what I would do is if someone had something in their bio that I could ask about, like it's a content creator, I'd be like, what do you do? What cameras do you use? Like I just like being a weirdo. But I did get in this really long conversation with this guy. He was like 23 and I was swiping on anyone close. It wasn't like I was actually looking.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
You had no intention to fuck or meet
Yeah, I was
any of
gonna
these
say,
No,
people?
never. No, well, I got banned after like 2 days.
Oh, okay.
But this guy messaged me and he was like, what are you doing? I'm like eating pasta. And he's like, can I have some pasta? Like, give me some pasta. I'm like, are you a raccoon? Like, are you okay? Like, and he's like, it's really hard living alone. And I was like,
Aw.
oh, what, like, where do you live? And he's like, well, I'm in the college dorms, like kind of like near where I live.
Oh.
And and then he's like, will you buy me McDonald's? I'm like, I'm not your mommy. Like,
Yeah.
like, like, what are you doing? We ended up getting in a long conversation about how he really mistrusts women because his ex cheated, promised she wouldn't, cheated again, and they broke up months ago. And he's still trying to date, but he doesn't feel ready. And like, it literally turned into this whole thing. And I'm like, why the fuck am I your like therapist for a brand? But literally, it was because he was like, he was saying he was a content creator, and I was like, what do you do? Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, I'm not telling you, like, you know, being
Oh,
silly.
okay.
And I was like, well, what do you use to stream? And he's like, a video capture device. I'm like, what, with a cam link? And he was like, how'd you know what a cam link is? And I'm like, I'm a 30-year-old woman. Why couldn't I know? And he's like, well, girls are only interested in one thing. And I'm like, what?
Money?
Sex. I'm like, sir, are you
What?
okay? Like, I
It's
literally,
that reverse psychology.
no, literally, he was so serious. And so
Aw.
I was like, why do you have such a low opinion of women? Like, why don't you think you can connect with them? And like, he was like, well, my ex really hurt me. And then it was like, I have all the
Wow.
screenshots
Wow.
because I was like sending it to friends, like, what's happening? And then I got banned like 2 days later. I was doing this to several people. But I'm like, why am I playing therapist? And also, why are these men swiping on my profile?
Do you have a natural inclination to try to fix people or adopt
So, I
broken
think
animals? Or
I do it in sex too, to be honest. I like to disarm people, like emotionally. So like if someone's flirting with me and they're like, you know, have like they're like really kind of not egotistical, but you know, like they're like, hey, take me out, blah, blah, making jokes. And if they let something slip, like, you know, oh, why would you know like anything about cameras? I'm like, why wouldn't you think like a 30-year-old woman would connect with you? Like, there's lots of women who like cameras.
Mhm.
Like, don't you have friends who have like cameras? And they're like, yeah, I guess. I'm like, why do you feel that way? And they're like, well, like all the girls in my life just like they never like listen to me, and then it turns into so it's like
Therapy.
if I catch something that I can like basically disarm them, I will. And I do it
Mhm.
in sex too by mostly interrupting people's rhythm.
Oh, God.
I'm so sorry, you're gonna hate me. I should show you the boy girl I just released because after I filmed with the flesh mechanic, he was like, that was the slowest scene I've ever filmed. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Huh.
And it's because if someone's like starting to like disconnect, like, you know, like you're having sex, you're like connected, right? If they start just like go in their head, like they're performing, I'll do something to purposely interrupt their flow and then make them like take the power exchange back. Like,
Okay.
and then if I do that every time,
She's going to be fucking
I
me
know.
up.
I'm like, I'm gonna see how this is gonna play.
I know
out.
I'm saying all this and then it's not going to work, but I'm going to stare into your eyes and touch your beard.
Oh, God.
I mean,
You can do that.
Just like,
I'm fine.
what are you into when it comes to sex? Like, do you enjoy? Like,
honestly, I'm obsessed with the power. Like, I don't know what to call it. Like power exchange.
Power
maybe?
dynamics is
Okay.
usually.
Like I literally took the BDSM test again because one of my friends who's not in the industry, although she does have a fake name because I took her to X3 and she was giving her Instagram to random people who asked. And I was like, you're not a model. Stop it. She's like, I changed the name on it. But anyway, I made her take the BDSM test because she's newly single. So I retook it. And like,
Okay.
I've always been a brat and
Okay.
brat scores highly. And it's literally like, I asked Desiree this actually. I was like, do you like arrive submissive? Like you show up and you're like, yes, daddy, like whatever. And I'm like, I've never done that in my life. You have to win it from me. Not even physically, but like, like I don't like not emotionally, but like
I get it.
yeah.
I understand you have to earn it.
Yeah.
In a weird way. But like that kind of plays into like, say, someone has me in a more submissive position and I'm like kind of allowing it, I'm enjoying it. Like before it goes on too long, I'll do something to like make them lose that like dominant like position.
Yeah, you're a brat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have to, and then they get frustrated and they like,
Yeah.
they're like, like
Yeah.
It literally is like brat. And I'm not a good brat tamer.
Okay.
I can do it a little bit, but like I don't like love it.
So something I've worked with a couple brats in my day.
That sounds so funny. I worked with a couple brats. It like sounds so weird out of context.
And something random I like to do occasionally. I don't do this much at all, but I will take someone's panties and put them in their mouth.
But that's like hot. Like people do that in porn, right?
But someone was bratty and they took them out and shoved it in my mouth.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Oh,
like after like 30 seconds and I was like, oh, and I didn't know how to act. And I was like, that is fucking
Also
that is
an
bratty.
only child. Just saying. I don't know.
You know what's funny is one thing I'll do. One thing I like to do to men, which I haven't done in a while, but like if I'm fucking a guy and like, they roll me on top or whatever, without them knowing what I'm doing, I'll take their hands and I'll put them above their head. And so that they're suddenly in a submissive position. And they always look at me, they're like, and then they like fight back. But
I'm bad at that.
About it what?
About like keeping my cool in submissive situations. Like I
like
don't like being on my
back.
back.
Yeah.
Much.
Yeah. So what I'll do though is like I can avoid that with you, but like if they roll me on top and they're kind of in charge, like I don't want to knock over my drink. But like it's so like I take their hands and I'll just throw them up and push them back and look
That
at
can
their
be
face.
hot.
And then like but every guy's like, and then like they immediately are like, no, like but I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
fight me. Like
Yeah.
and then I'm like turned on by like the power struggle.
Okay.
Yeah. And I let them have it for a little bit. And I don't know, it's like I don't know what the timing is. Then I'm just like, I'm gonna do something mean again.
Does your interest in power dynamics extend to more taboo things like consensual non-consent or
See, it's like I will watch like Friends, like if my friend is like, creating something or creating a porn that's consensual non-consent, I can watch it and be like, really like hot or interesting. But when it comes to me, it's like if it has that element of like actual fear, I've never fully tried it, but I don't like the idea of it. Like
kind of turns
like,
you off.
It's like there's like, like there's an amount of anxiety, like the anxiety of that power struggle where like I'm making a man uncomfortable and then he's like, fuck you. Like that's exciting.
It is, and it's a turn on too.
But like I trust that person. I also wouldn't do that to like someone I barely knew or like unless, you get a vibe. Like I don't have casual sex. I just make porn. Like I don't have sex
I know
casually.
Quite a few people like that.
Yeah, it sounds weird, but like
No.
What's the point of having casual sex if you can make a little bit of money doing it?
Well, it's like if I'm into someone and they're a performer, I'm like, oh, let's like create something cool. Like I was swiping on Tinder to harass people. Like literally, I so desperately just want to look at who lives within 1 mile of me.
Yeah.
And ask them leading questions. But I never revealed who I was or my face either.
Fantastic.
But yeah, if it's like actual fear, like the consensual non-consent role play, it's like it'd be too much anxiety. It's kind of like when someone's spanking you and it's like tingling all the right places and then they go too hard and it's like, oh, now I'm out of the moment.
It snaps you out of your...
It's like it might get that line, but I haven't actually like done
experimented with
a role play of that.
So you guys, consensual non-consent is like a rape fantasy.
Which
it's
actually
like
is
code word.
A lot of women have that fantasy.
Allegedly.
Apparently.
No, I believe that completely.
I
Or like
believe
another one is like a man breaks in
Yeah.
your
Yes,
house and like
yes.
sucks you or
Totally. That's
like a
rape.
yeah, that's a common one. I think. Not common, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But they don't really want to be raped.
I've left my
it's
window
just
open hoping a girl would come through and
It's with
fuck
someone
me.
that
It
you
just
know.
never
It's
works.
It's like you want like an Edward Cullen, but like a girl
Yeah.
to like stand at your bed and just be like,
Maybe.
watch him.
I don't know.
That's all I think of is Edward Cullen from Twilight.
You just want to be like woke like someone wakes you up to sex or like
that would
things
be
like
nice.
I don't. What is that like? What is the key to that like kink of the like waking up with like someone sucking your dick? Like what about it makes it like exciting? Because I'm like I don't quite get it.
I mean, there's no initiation there.
It's really lazy.
Yeah.
No, but is it also like, oh, I'm being used or I'm being like, like taking advantage. Like,
I kind of like being pampered occasionally.
oh, don't we all?
Yeah. So I really like receiving like rubs. I'm a very
He's
physical
very touchy
person.
person.
Yes.
That's
Like,
good because I'm like
needs-
overly touchy.
Yes, I love
He
touching.
needs like hugging.
And Jill's not
stuff.
the touchiest person.
It depends on the situation.
Which is okay.
Wait, I
It's-
have a question.
Uh-huh.
During sex, do you grab girls' feet? Like if their foot's like near your, will you like hold it?
I don't have a problem with it. I mean,
should
I've
grab
put
everyone's
someone's
feet if
foot
they're
in
near
my
you.
mouth when I'm having sex occasionally.
Like, you know, if you're fucking someone in doggy and like you could like hold their foot.
Yeah.
You should do that to me
Okay.
specifically and everyone else.
Okay.
Like, I don't know
Noted.
why, but like if someone squeezes my foot, I'm just like what?
Nice.
Someone asked me if I had a foot fetish recently, and I was like, maybe.
Maybe.
I'll think about it.
Do you have any fetishes? Is there anything fetish related that just
I have like types, you know, where you tend to lean towards like maybe like for men and women, like there's a certain like body type I might lean to,
Okay.
but it's not like I still be attracted to like people.
what's
outside of
your
it.
type of guy? What does he look like?
I love beards. I asked Jack if he could touch his beard before we
Yeah.
went live, and then he was like, you know, like it's a little weird when people are like this close, and I'm like, oh fuck.
So you're like, this close is okay.
I was like,
but
so I like touching noses.
I'm just glad you think I have a beard because for the longest time I couldn't grow one.
Dude,
I'm like a very
I'm
hairless
not like a
person.
beard discriminator. Like literally
Okay.
stubble. Like I'm just, like I don't know why, and like I'll literally
I
like
it too.
if I'm like kissing a man with a beard, I'll like hold. I'm like, am I hurting you? And they're like, kind of like.
I really appreciate that you like that. You know, it's like
don't know.
it's like enjoying a masculine trait that
And also,
guys
like,
have.
I've always had like body hair. I used to have armpit hair when I streamed.
Mhm.
I've always had bush. I think I like bush on women. I think I like hair. I'm a bush licker. I was gonna
Bush
say.
liquor.
Like if I'm eating someone out and they have bush, I'll be like.
I mean,
What?
so do you enjoy giving or receiving more when it comes to like oral sex, or is it even?
Oh, it's so rare that I can come from oral alone. And like, if I'm having sex with like a man, usually what'll happen is I'm like, okay, like, fuck me now. Like, like you're
Okay.
kind of like teasing me, and it's kind of like, this isn't gonna do it.
Yeah,
It's like I like oral, but like, what the fuck is that, Jeff? We'll be right back.
I don't know. Looks
Screen
like an
frozen.
old one from a while ago.
No, nothing's freezing. It's just lucky dog.
Yeah, you don't have any drop frames.
Nope. See, she knows.
These are making like my oh. Ah, I think it was like squeezing.
Oh,
Don't mind me. Oh, I don't actually need them. I mean, I do, but I don't wear them all the time. Anyway.
oh yeah. I guess the screen did freeze temporarily.
Yeah.
Mary, you very likely have a lot of sex toys, don't you?
It is for
Oh, why did that happen?
I broke
There we
it.
go.
Sorry, guys.
Was the audio still working? Like, could you guys hear?
Should have been.
So cool to hear this. I'm a boomer. Oh my god, so many of my fans are like, you know, boomer generation, whatever. Like, my fan base skews. I'm 30, and they all skew older than me. It's rare I have regular fans that are younger, and I love when they're like, "Oh my god, you taught me so much," or "Oh, you made me feel so more confident about," like, you know, asking my girlfriend if she'd be down to try this. Like,
Which is rare to hear from a
Yeah.
boomer. So
I
it's
mean,
very
I'll-
flattering.
I don't
Sorry,
know.
my dad is, so he knows everything there is to know.
You're not about sex.
No
He's
disrespect to
done
that
learning.
fantastic generation.
He's 16. He's done. He's learned it all. He's tired.
You're gonna have to add a decade to that. But
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, he's in his 70s.
How old are boomers now?
yeah, in their 70s.
Don't
Yeah.
fuck up the vibe.
My
Oh,
bad, dude.
Wait, if you're my fan, can you like do a little hi in the chat? Can you just be like hi? Like
You guys know Mary.
Say hi.
if you're one of my room regulars, can you just say hi so I feel special? Just make me feel like people care. I'm like joking, but also do it.
No. I should say hi to her.
Like just put a hi if you're. I want to see. even
I
if you're-
also had it just so people who have tipped
They
us
told me that
before. So I
Oh.
changed it to only people
Okay.
that have tokens. So more people can talk now.
Also,
Sorry,
just-
guys.
even if you're lurking, just say hi once so you see your username,
Jeez, Mary.
and you can go back to lurking. Because I know so many of you guys' names. Like,
Carboners.
wait, O Master, Car, of course. Bloint. Hugs. I'm so glad you're here. Oh my god, Hugs. They follow my old camp schedule that I should be following. Aren't you happy?
Lurkers unite.
Prismatic.
Hey.
Prismatic. Priz and Matic. Okay.
Hey, Priz.
Oh,
Hi.
hey,
Hi.
So Mary, you are you avoiding the question about the sex toys?
Oh.
Oh, I forgot. I was gonna say I have a bunch, and I only use like one, two.
Yeah, that's
what are-
most cam models are like that. They have a
My favorite vibrator.
Oh, vibrator.
What how do you store them? In a box, a closet, under your bed, in a drawer,
So I'm a little rat
a shelf,
girl.
a rat?
I'm a little rat.
Okay.
I'm a little like raccoon.
Okay.
In women's clothing. They don't have a permanent spot. They move constantly, and I have house cleaners who come every week.
Yeah.
And they move them every week.
Oh,
They-
yeah.
They touch your box or your
You mean all the vibrators strewn across every surface in my house?
They live on the biggest shelf, which is the floor. Or
No, 'cause
just
I have
wherever.
a dog.
Okay.
And oh my god, my boxer that you guys know, Suki, my old dog, she has destroyed, I think, 3 lushes in my entire career.
Wow.
Because they look like a toy.
Yeah,
do.
And like
do.
if they're sitting somewhere she can reach and it like wobbles, she's like,
Plus they're occupying mommy's time and fuck
she does it
that.
when I'm like not like it's, I think literally it's a ball. Like
Yeah.
they touch your box.
So wait, do they see your sex toys and like put them away, or are they
So
already in a
at
box?
first I tried to be like a sane person, but then like it's the same like 3 women that come every week. I actually love it because like this is gonna
Mary's
sound-
handling it just like us. We used to hide our shit before they came,
then,
and
like,
now
I
I'm just
gave
like,
up.
fuck it, I don't
and
care.
like it's basically it's like how like you accidentally leave something out once and you're like
Yeah. They've seen
insane
it.
thing.
Whatever. Yeah.
They scream. The one
They
time
screamed.
they found
They
the
opened the box
dildo.
and there was a dildo in it. They all yelled.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I
it
will
was my
say
real cock.
oh, that's really funny because those are terrifying looking.
Yeah.
They look real.
My like house, there's not, even if there's no sex toys, it's very obvious like what I do because like there's one living room and there's a shelf full of trophies with my name on it that are like Chaturbate, Pornhub,
Yeah.
and like literally there's stacks of like photos of me in like random places in the house. Like a friend stole a photo. He's like, I'm taking this because it's like one of them I had, like it's the ones Chaturbate prints out, and I just have them stacked all over the house. Like all the clothing everywhere is like Chaturbate, Pornhub, Playboy.
Mhm.
Like I kind of like good
It's got to
luck.
rock it at
And
some
there's like
point.
a really expensive camera always set up in the living room, and
Yeah.
like a weird little desk with a laptop. Like
Yeah,
and
they know.
after I've had this, it's the same 3 women that come every time, and after like a couple months, they touch all my camera shit. Like they'll move it. At first, I was
yeah.
like, "Are you touching that shit?" But they just like move it. Like they don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, I tried to hide things at first, and then like I would accidentally miss things and be like, "Well, I guess they don't care."
Yeah, fuck it. I still move the fuck bench because
You
that's
do move
just
the fuck
So
bench.
I'll attempt, like if I have some weird, if I have like a lot of dildos out, I'll like be like, "Oh, throw it in the closet," like, and then they open my closet, and I'm like, I know what's in there.
so you have all these dildos, which you just use a vibrator, really.
I mean, for me personally, when I'm just like snuggled under the covers watching porn on my phone with my AirPods in.
What kind of porn do you watch?
I've been obsessed with Balesa,
Oh, okay.
and I accidentally befriended 2 people who work on set, and I was like, I didn't do this on purpose. I'm like a shark circling. like I hit up Sean Off. Actually, it's really fucking funny because I worked with
Okay.
Robbie Echo.
Okay.
He lives with Sean Off. They're roommates.
Oh.
And worked with Robbie, great, whatever. My friend Melissa Stratton was like, she probably thought I knew they lived together. And she's like, oh, you should help Sean. He's really funny. You'd probably hit it off. You 2 are similar. And so I messaged Sean. I'm like, oh, a friend recommended you to me. And he's like, oh, who, Robbie? And I'm like, no, why? And he's like, well, I saw you at my house last week. And I'm like, I didn't see you. And he's like, you were at my house last week. And I was like, what? And
That's funny.
he's like, I tried to say hi, but like, he made it, he's like, but I know like Robbie's eyes are just so pretty. Like no one notices me. Or like he said some joke.
Oh,
But like I
baby.
accidentally kind of like, not hit on because it's like work, but I accidentally like contacted like 2 roommates.
Oh, fantastic.
And I was like,
did you feel like embarrassed at
no,
all?
what's funny is I was like, oh, the tweets about like I thought that was a porn skit. Because it'd be like me and my roommate. Like I kind of like didn't
he
read
thought
into
he
the
was
tweets.
like
And then
role playing
Sean
or something.
is, such a sweetheart. He's like, well, if you want to have a threesome, just let us know. And I was like, I just stopped texting you.
I need a buddy like that.
No, I actually love Sean Off because I sent him some message and he responds only in like face video. Like he'll respond with like a minute video. And I'm like,
Oh.
immediately I'm like, I love you.
Oh.
That makes me anxious for some
Right?
reason. When
Me
people
too.
send voice messages,
Me
I'm
too.
always
I'm
like,
like,
oh.
I almost sent you a voice message. this morning.
Really?
And
They
then I
make
was
me a little
like-
anxious
I was
for
like,
some reason.
I don't know if he likes that. And also like, I don't know if people are in public, and they have to listen to like a,
No, it gives me anxiety.
oh my God, I FaceTime people with
FaceTime's
no warning.
okay.
FaceTime's okay.
Well, with no warning is a little.
Yeah. Oh, I
So,
don't like no warning.
I repeatedly, FaceTime people.
That's fine.
Someone will text me back and I'll FaceTime them
It's
back.
the video or audio messages that make me anxious because then I feel obligated to respond in kind. And then I'm like, I don't really feel like doing that right now.
Oh God. So I think like one of the first times, like Sean does this, like he responds in video a lot. One of the first times he's texted me a video, Melissa Stratton was at my house and she was like, oh, let's respond. And I was like, I look crazy right now. And she's like, I don't care. She hits play and she's like, da, 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 da. And I'm just like in my PJs. And I was like, hello. I hadn't met him yet or something. I was like, hi. I'm in my PJs. And Melissa's like, she had come from set. She was like in full glam. And she was like, da, 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 making jokes. And I'm like, I'm just in the video, like looking really confused. So that was me. Like, I was like, oh God, what do you mean?
I think it's a control thing for me. Like when people randomly do it, like members and stuff, I feel like, I don't know, be a control. Yeah.
Mary, you inadvertently admitted that you're a masturbator.
Yeah.
Right?
So masturbation is good for your health. If you're not doing it regularly,
So that's a yes then, right?
Everyone masturbate like at least 3 times a week. Yes.
Jill, get on that.
What, are you not a masturbator?
I have no fucking. It's just.
She's never been one ever since.
What's like the?
Well, yeah.
Wait, I have a
don't
question.
really.
If you saw masturbation like meditation, what is the quickest way you can come? Like meditation.
Wait, what was the question?
Meditation is a practice that is good for your mental health and and like releases the right hormones. Masturbation is in a similar realm for me. So if I'm stressed and I have a chronic pain condition, if I'm like in pain, stressed, cold, uncomfortable, grouchy, I'll go like lay under my covers, like have an orgasm 30 seconds and be like, and then crack my back right after you come, do that. And then I'm in a better mood. So if you're not doing that for yourself, why not?
I used to do it to get to sleep. That was kind of my thing.
Reliever.
Yeah.
And I don't even see it as sexual at that point. It's like,
I see.
So
I would procrastinate too. If I get really anxious and I know I have to do something for some reason, I would find myself masturbating and I, call it procrastinating.
You know what my problem is? So someone tweeted once, they're like, who the hell is watching these 1-hour porn videos? And I was like, me. Like, I'll like, oh my God, this is actually something I don't think I've ever told my chat because it's so non-interesting to me.
Nice.
But I'll turn my vibrator on low or whatever, like put it between my legs. Like it's like, I'm laying down. So it's just like propped up. And then I will go on my phone and be like, pornhub.com. Like I start looking and I just have it on low vibration, just like vibrating. And then I'm like,
so you find something you like?
What sucks though is sometimes someone will text me and I'll get distracted and then I'm texting someone while masturbating. And I'll be like, then I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, and then you come to and you're like, wait a second.
No, it's always on like, look, but it's like I'll get a notification and I'll like get distracted. But I do that and then I find what I like and like you're getting turned on as you're like, what do I want to look at? Who do I want to look up? What fantasy? Sometimes I'm in my head. It's not always porn.
What kind of porn do you watch if you don't mind?
She said,
dude, I think I've like been hunting Balesa people by accident. I'm circling like a shark. I've told them this.
But I meant like genre. Oh. So that's like professional production meets like amateur,
so
I feel
Balesa,
like.
They have like a couple different storylines, but like, so when I worked with Robbie Echo, I was like, wait, I've never actually watched his porn. So I was like, I knew that Robbie had like a really good relationship with his roommate, Siri Doll. And I was like, I know they had to film something. I met them both. I want to see them fuck. And it was the cutest Balesa video where it was like, it was like them two, it's like reality TV interview where they're just like talking to the camera. And then it's like, but they told the story of how they met. And it was like the most adorable thing. And they were like, we have such great chemistry. We fuck all the time. We've never actually filmed it.
Oh.
But it was like so cute because it was like these, like them talking to the camera to cut back and forth, them telling the story of how they met and like their relationship and their friendship and how much like they love fucking each other or whatever. And then it was like, okay, camera's rolling, like, and it was so genuine and like and it's like maybe if I didn't know them, I would have think, oh, this is fake. But like I just happened to know that like I like know them at least a tiny bit enough to know that is a true story. And it was just like the sweetest thing. And I sat there and not masturbating, sat there and watched the whole thing. It's like 30 minutes.
Not even on low?
No, I know. Literally, well, I was like in study mode. And then I was like, I literally sat it up and I'm like, I just watched the whole thing.
So like 3 times a week is what is Mary's
I mean, I was going to say every day, but I didn't want to like stress you out.
I used to be an everyday kind of person too. It's a little bit different for men, I think.
Releases like, right, hormones and stuff. Like, I used to eat it. Yeah.
Lulu.
I like trained my dog to nose boot me, and it's probably really bad. Like by accident.
Oh.
Like boop. And I'm like, she's probably gonna do it to someone someday.
Our friend Quentin works for them too, and Spencer Barrett told us about that like setup that people where you can pick the person.
Yeah, if I did boy girl pro, I would have to. It'd have to be with a performer that like I already fucked or like already know that like it's gonna be good. Because
that makes sense.
Yeah,
I like that. I'm gonna go take care of something, but
Jill, you have to pump, right?
Yeah, we should.
Just say it.
We
should get moving. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we should, and then I'll text her and let her know we're running a little bit late. I think we're a tad.
We've been chatting a lot.
I told you I'm a talker.
I love it.
I have like more questions to ask too.
Okay, we can like go through questions and try and actually answer them. Also, you were like, oh, talking 15 minutes to an hour. In my head, I'm like, hour. Duh.
No, it's totally fine. I just gotta.
We've been talking for about 45.
Oh, yeah,
streaming for an hour.
All I do is talk for like, I'll talk for 6 hours.
I really enjoy talking. So it's good to be with someone I don't have to pull words out of.
Oh my God, I hate that.
But occasionally I do forget like what we were talking about.
I'll like not make money. But wait, anyone in here, do you guys know how long me and Megan Mistakes were on cam yesterday together? Like she left my house at 5 a.m. Like by the way, we stayed up and talked until 5 a.m. And she was like, I gotta go. Morning traffic at 6:30 is really bad in LA.
Wow.
She came over at like 8 p.m. to cam with me. She left at 5 a.m.
Wow.
You should have her on. I'm trying to convince. She wants to like collab with people, and every guy.
Has she done any like boy girl stuff yet?
No, she's the one who I was like, she's like talking about like, I want to collab, I want to do this. And I was like, okay.
Oh, she was the one on with you
and
last
she got
night.
like a little like, What I did to her is I was like, you're in my calendar, like March. I was like, I'm putting you in March 3rd.
Be ready.
We will figure it out. And she was like, okay, thank you. Because she procrastinates like things that are like a little like, it's like new and scary.
Mm-hmm.
But yesterday I was like, I have to get on cam to promo these Jack and Jill shows because like I just feel like I'm like, I don't know.
You're not marketing well.
It made me nervous that like I hadn't just sat there and like talked about it. And she doesn't live that far from me. I FaceTime, I randomly FaceTimed her.
And you were like, come on,
and
come be on cam with me.
And I was like, what are you doing? She's like, getting ready. I'm like, for what? She's like, no, I don't know, work. She was going to cam.
Huh.
So I just was like, come over, do it. You said you would. You said you wouldn't cam with me. But we talked for hours.
Cool. Mary, when did you lose your virginity?
Oh, you don't know that that's a question I've never answered in an interview because I think the concept of virginity is creepy as fuck. And
when is the first time you had sex?
The first time I had sex was with Jenna Sativa on the Penthouse set in 2018.
I can't tell. Serious.
My first porn scene.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't want to share, that's totally fine.
No, it's not only that I refuse to share, but I don't believe in virginity as a concept.
As a religious concept, because
in
there
general,
definitely is like a first time you have sex is like,
what is sex?
Formative. Penetration.
Can lesbians lose their virginity if they never have sex with a man?
Yeah.
How do they lose it?
So there's different kinds of sexual encounters. So sometimes that would have been my next question. Like, what was your first time kissing a girl?
Wait, Jill left. He's all alone. I can grill him.
Yeah. Grill me.
Sorry.
Make me well done. The word virginity has been kind of like weaponized and used to harass and undermine people. But I definitely think having sex for the first time is a very formative experience. I think how you do it and who you did it with.
I have a question. Is it only formative because of societal like definitions? If society did not put a like emphasis on it, would it be formative for people? Or would it be similar to like, first time you held someone's hand?
Which is also a formative experience. But I think like having sex for the first time isn't like formative because of society. I think it's like our biological directive to procreate. So I think it's kind of figuring out all these weird messages in our brain, what they've been telling us to do. And it's kind of a lead up to that. We're animals at the end of the day, and all animals have to procreate.
Do you think there's animals with the concept of virginity? Because there are monogamous animals.
There are, yeah.
Do you think some penguins out there are like, did you fuck already?
Maybe not virginity, but I think commitment and monogamy for sure. I mean, otherwise, like you said, there wouldn't be monogamous animals.
Yeah. Are you monogamous? Do you consider yourself monogamous?
Yes.
See, I am not monogamous, and I've been in monogamous relationships and I can respect it, but I've never once been the one to ask for a monogamy. And And honestly, in past dating situations, they'll be like, I kind of want to be exclusive. I'm literally like, oh, fuck, monogamy exists. You're right. You want that? Like, I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm weird. I could be physically non-monogamous, but I don't think I could be emotionally poly. I feel it's very difficult for me to be emotionally available for multiple people.
So Desiree described the exact same thing to me recently. Because Desiree
Is what I just said.
So Desiree and I
I could fuck all kinds of people.
Yeah, we share random ideas. So she was like, yeah, sexually, poly, whatever, sure. But she's like, emotionally, I really just would want like one. Like we were just like talking about like, we also like argue about like gender and stuff. So
yeah.
But I'm like the most, like I feel like there's no way I couldn't be in love with multiple people at once. I'm always in love with multiple people at once. Unless I'm hiding in my house.
Do you experience jealousy during those times?
So,
oh, fuck.
Can they hear me still?
Died. Well, yeah, actually, they can.
Oh no. What's happening in the dark? Jack, stop. What are you doing? I always tell them.
Really talk.
So one thing on cam I always say is I'm like, whenever I'm moving shit, I'll be like, if it goes black, don't freak out, like to them.
I do, yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm gonna unplug shit.
Post the freak out.
I'm like, if it goes black, don't freak out. I'm just fucking with the cables. Jack, how dare you? I thought you were a professional. Oh fuck. So I told them I was a talker. You guys don't realize I could talk for 6 hours and do. We could do only 2 fucking shows and talk today. And then charge like double. I'm gonna charge you double. How much is your normal ticket show price for fucking?
Between 200 and 300 usually. But I think this would be more.
So upstairs, Jill was like, yeah, sometimes if it's a big show, like they'll kind of like just blow through the goals really fast. And I'm like, then raise them. And she was like, yeah.
We haven't raised them yet, but
so when I do girl shows, my first goal will be like first kiss, and it'll be like 4,000 tokens. Oh. But it's the first goal, and we don't kiss until then.
Yeah, I always feel guilty when I set goals that are too high. I feel like I need to reward people incrementally. So instead of like kiss for 4,000, it would be like touch for 500 or
but it'll be kiss for 4,000 first kiss, but like the menu has boob touching and like all this stuff. So it's everything but. And people will tip for like make out in the menu. I'm like, the first kiss isn't hit. Make out 1,000 tokens. Thanks for helping for the goal, but we need another 1,000. Huh?
Making them wait.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I will say, so like you asked about like, when I was talking about the brat thing, I like edging so much that I will.
I love that.
No, but even in relationships with people, I will delay gratification for so long that they lose interest in me, and then they no longer want to have sex with me. And then I'm like, oh, okay. And I get bored and move on.
I love that.
And
that's
so I will have a flirtation for months that, okay, me and Sean all like to flirt and I like to tease him. He thought I was about to kiss him at the Expos Awards, and I laughed in his face because that's not what I was doing. Because it was one of those things where we turned and he like thought I was leaning in, and I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, he tweeted this, so I don't mind saying it. So I was like, tweet the embarrassing story. But literally, like, I flirted with him for months. He's fallen asleep against me on the couch, like, never kissed, never done anything. But I will do that until someone loses interest in me. And then I'll be like, oh, I guess that's boring now. And then I'll lose interest.
So my classic mistake was I would never have the courage to kiss a girl or tell them I liked them until it was too late. They would have been like, well, 2 months into knowing you, I totally like had a crush on you, but I've lost interest. All boys
do that. I think that's a very teenage. Wait, I edged for 2 hours with Millie. Was that how long our cum show was? I believe you. Oh, wait, have you ever worked with Millie Morgan?
No. What?
Sorry. I like her.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Millie, not to put her on blast, but she messaged us and then kind of ghosted.
Yeah, because she's like Megan and she chickens out. And what I do is like when she comes over, I'll be like, so you want to see this porn that I made with this guy?
She seems really sweet and fun. I haven't had the chance to like really talk to her though. But we've met.
I FaceTime her all the time.
Really? She seems like a lot of fun.
She always answers me.
You're tempted to FaceTime her right now. No.
Literally, she'd probably answer.
Yeah. And be like, surprise, bitch.
Oh, is that me and Melissa?
So how old were you when you kissed a girl for the first time or experimented
tell
with a
you that.
girl? You can't. So all the first timer stuff is off limits. Okay.
I will say my first experiences were with women.
Okay. That's
Like-
pretty normal from what I've.
Yeah, like kissing, like fingering,
Mhm.
touching.
Mhm.
Multiple women before I ever had sex with a boy.
I think that's normal enough.
Yeah, I was joking last night, like saying to Megan, I'm like, so you know when like you're younger and like you just really like your best friend and like you just really love her and you don't know you're gay? Megan was like, no. Like, you know when you're just like inappropriately obsessed with your best friends? And then you just didn't know that like maybe you're a lesbian. She's like, I didn't have that experience.
Well,
Good to know
because
you
she's
did.
not gay.
Literally, I was telling Megan, I was like, maybe I'm drawn to you because you remind me of like a friend I was like a friend from when I was younger that I was like obsessed with, but I didn't know why.
Mhm.
Like at the time, I'm like, oh, like, you know, you just get drunk and kiss.
That sounds awesome. Lights on or off during
For-
sex?
I can see pretty well in the dark. Like it's never completely dark.
Would you rather be able to see during sex or not? Would you?
Oh, I will tell you this. When I watch porn, I want to see the man's face.
You do.
When I
Because
watch my
I usually
own porn
hide my dumb face behind the camera.
the dumber the better.
Okay.
Like think about it. When
You're
guys are
really
like,
gonna like my derps.
"Ugh."
My derp face.
You have to be like so horrible.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
giving
when I'm
bad.
rewatching my own porn, like when I'm editing or just like watching my own porn, because if you're porn, I literally tweeted once like I'm trying to make content that I want to want to
Yeah,
watch over
yeah.
and over again. I love like if I'm doing trailers, whatever editing, I'm like, oh, good expression, like oh, he looks like
Mhm.
he's in pain. Like,
Oh my
you know-
god. Power dynamics.
Or-
She's into it.
Hey, were we explaining that off camera or on mute?
We
or
were
whatever?
on camera. It was on the record about
I
pinning guys
win?
down and
Why do I win?
Ensign likes to give me shit chronically. He likes to make
Oh
fun.
my
of
god, I
me.
did a poll on Twitter and I was like, I took the BDSM test. Which one do you think I'm more of? And it was like submissive, dominant, switch. People were clicking submissive, and I literally was like, who the fuck is clicking submissive? And then that
You don't
tweet
have a
got more
submissive
likes.
personality, in my opinion, but I don't know.
Like people are like people who've never met you apparently are saying
Yeah, yeah.
submissive
Or seen you
in your
talk on cam.
dreams.
Yeah.
See me talking.
Yeah. Well, like because
funny
you
is
say
getting
what
you
you
alone, I'm
you say
even
what you
meaner.
mean and you mean what you say.
As
So
soon as Jack's alone here, I'm like meaner. I'm like, no one can save you.
it's not true.
Not here. Is there any fucking happening?
So lights on or off? It sounds like on.
Yeah, on. I've never had sex in a completely dark room where I really can't see.
Okay.
Like
That's
seems
definitely lights
difficult.
on then.
Yeah.
If a guy was wearing clothes during sex, would it irritate you? Would you be
Okay.
like, take your fucking socks off, take your shirt off?
First of all, my socks stay on.
Mine do too. I do too.
I put these on I'm like, black will look good.
Yeah.
Oh god, I was filming like a custom video once and I like put my leg up on the couch and I had big fuzzy socks on and I was like But what was the question?
If wearing certain items
Oh,
of clothing is
I was gonna
acceptable.
say, there's a scenario where that's preferable and it's when it's like, you know, we just got home and I want to fuck right now and like, you know, like taking each other's clothes off and they're like half off. Yeah, I don't care what's in the way. Also, if I'm like into someone like in the moment, they'll be like, oh, let me take my pants off. And I'm like, shut up. I'm busy. Like I don't care what you're doing.
Tunnel vision.
Like if your dick's out, like what? You have pants on? I don't give a fuck.
So you don't use dildos at all in your personal life, or?
Sorry. When I went a really long time without sex,
Mm-hmm.
I would like occasionally want some penetration, but with vibration.
Okay.
And the very
And is
small
that
dildos,
toy? I was
like a normal like boyfriend. You guys know what boyfriend dick is and vacation dick.
no. Is vacation dick bigger than boyfriend dick? Right.
Like vacation dick is great, but I can't do that every day.
Right. You'll be
boyfriend
walking
dick.
funny.
Oh, we always. So like I'm not like someone who like is gonna push their limits like with what they can fit in their pussy just for my own pleasure.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I just want like something to hit my G spot while I'm being vibrated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Totally. Yeah. Functional.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
you're
like
not a size queen.
maybe if I like haven't had any sex with a man, no penetrative sex for like a while, I do start to crave that. But like, no, normally vibrator.
Do you, after having sex or after having an orgasm, are you like a nap kind of person? Do you want to take a nap and chill, or do you get like energy and?
So I much prefer morning sex because if I have sex at night, guess who's awake?
You.
Like they're like, oh, I'm going to bed, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do now? Like,
yeah.
Like I'm bored. Talk to me. I'm bored.
Yeah.
Now I'm awake. Also, I like didn't sleep last night, so I'm a night owl.
I'm a night owl as well.
Like,
Jill is a morning person.
Okay, because you said you do this too. Like I was like, I just didn't sleep last night. By the way, I slept 30 minutes.
You're remarkably on point for not sleeping at all.
Yeah, maybe I'm like manic, but but like I feel like no matter what I do, once every few weeks, my brain is like, excuse me, reverse, like sleep schedule. And I'm just like, fuck, why am I awake all night?
You just like, so what I'll do is I'll just die for a day and I'll do
Usually
nothing
I
for.
refuse to nap and I will like.
I'm not a napper either.
Like I'll die for a day. Like today, I slept 30 minutes. Oh my God, when I got on the plane, they were like, okay, it's going to be a short 38-minute flight. I was like, God damn it. Like, because like I knew it.
Let me fucking sleep.
Do anything on the plane. I will sleep.
Okay.
But if there's stuff around me, I don't even have the desire to sleep right now.
I see. That's awesome. Thank God. Because if you were like, I just really want to sleep right now, I'd be like, oh man.
Like I know myself. So it's when you were like, because I was like, how long is the show? And you're like, oh, like I don't know, 3 or 4 hours. I'm like, oh, so I don't need like a nap. Like I can ride through that.
Excellent.
Which we're gonna like run out of showtime probably.
Yeah.
No, you're fine. I'll let you know if I start getting drowsy. Like sex will wake me up.
Excellent.
Like I'm not.
I'm trying to zoom through the questions we have left, and we're killing time because Jill is.
Good luck beating me up.
What is your favorite part of a man's body? Do you have a favorite?
Wait.
Do you have a favorite part of a man's body, or is it different for every guy? Is there like a part of a guy's body that you see and you're like, he doesn't have a good X, I can't fuck him. Can't.
So I consider myself demisexual. And so like, there's no like, oh, if he's not, 6 foot, I can't fuck. Like that doesn't exist. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Desiree likes to make fun of me because I'll be like, that guy's cute. And she's like, he's 5'4". And I'm like,
she needs a big man. Yeah.
Like, I think there's a guy I was flirting with that like in heels, I'm taller than him. She's like, how tall is he? I'm like, I don't know. In heels, I'm taller. And she's like, well, what height is that? And I'm like, I don't know.
Who cares?
Thought about it. Like, I can reach his face. Who cares?
So his face would be your favorite part?
No.
Or the beard on the face?
Beards. No. I do like beards. So honestly, like it really depends, and it like changes depending on like.
Okay, that's fair enough.
What
on
I'm
the
doing,
person.
like if I like film something really hot with someone, maybe like something featured in that will be my new favorite. And I consider myself demisexual. Not to be like I'm not superficial, but like. If someone's personality turns me off, they are suddenly the most unattractive, icky person. But if I think someone's like funny or like you, we get along, we can talk. It's like a comfort thing. So it's like if I'm comfortable with someone, then I can fuck them, like no problem. But if there's like struggling to connect and talk, I'm like, I don't want to be here.
Do you have a favorite part of your body?
I refuse to answer these questions when fans ask, and I'm really trying to search for an answer.
You can say no.
But I was trying to search.
You're trying to honestly answer.
Yeah, I'm snarky to fans. I'm like, I'm more than just a collection of body parts. But like, I tried to search for an answer. I'm not really like, I don't know how to answer that.
That's okay.
Yeah. No.
I think Jill already asked you if you'd rather give or receive.
Oh, she tried to. And then
she tried to, and you didn't answer.
Oh, so oral? Like, I can't come from oral. Like
me either.
Okay, no lie. I really hope he doesn't watch any of my streams. My ex-husband could make me come from oral. Like, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like if someone's eating me out, I'm like, can we get you're like, I'm right on the edge. Like, it feels good, but like,
can we do more?
Like, it's making me like just want something more,
Yeah. I
thought I was kicking you. It's the dog.
Yeah, it's their dinner time.
Oh, yeah, Jill was like, "I'm so sorry, the dogs," and I was like, "Oh, you're
used to it. Have you
seen my dog?" She was like, "They'll scratch you," and I lifted up my shirt. I have a scratch on my stomach from my own dog. Dude, for those of you that know me, the puppy is finally heavy enough to when she runs into me, she almost took me out the other day. Like she almost like buckled my knees, and I'm not someone who gets knocked over by my dogs, but she finally weighs enough that when she smashes into me, I'm like, oh fuck, and my knees like collapse.
So we've got a few audience questions.
Go for it.
One of them is there a difference between handsome and being hot? And I have an answer just popped into my head.
I would have to Google it.
Okay.
I mean, what's the definition?
The handsome thing is kind of being put together well. So if you're well dressed, you're well groomed,
I
you're
don't like
well
well-groomed men.
spoken, that is a handsome thing.
I'm not
And
attracted to well-groomed men.
Hot thing is like a body.
You know, I think
more
people are handsome when
superficial.
they're not well-groomed.
Really?
Handsome for me, I think handsome
You
is
think
similar
Joe
to...
Dirt is hot?
I don't know who that is. Like, I don't know what they look like. I know the name. No, I don't just like
Mullets.
dirty. Oh my God. No.
I think I was
lose my
onto
train of
something. I said mullets and she just blanked.
Oh my God. I was trying to say something.
No,
Sorry.
Joe Dirt is a movie about like a very redneck man who has like
I
a.
know. I'm
Okay.
trying to think of something and you're making it difficult.
Sorry.
Oh, no. I feel like handsome in my mind is very similar to like, if you like, you know, you're talking to a woman and you're like, oh, you look so beautiful. Or like, oh my God, you look so cute in that.
Mhm.
Like handsome's like if a man is beautiful to me.
Okay.
Hot. You know what? If they're handsome, they're hot. If they're hot, they're handsome.
Yeah, I think like a handsome person is wearing like a collared shirt. Their hair is groomed. They look like they're ready for
Are
the
you
day.
into that?
They're not in particular,
I'm
but
like judgmental. I'm like,
I think they just the way I think of it, the difference between handsome and hot, and like a pretty or a cute girl would be like the analogous to
but
a
like sometimes
handsome
you're like
guy.
in awe of someone. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah,
you're so
like a
beautiful.
cute girl
Yeah.
is wearing like a sundress, and she's dressed a particular way, but a hot girl has a particular shape that I find hot.
Yeah.
Like hot is like a sexual attraction, and handsome is more like a
Hugs.
societal norms kind of thing. if
Please
that
read
makes
the
sense.
joke that Hugs put in chat. You've told that one before. Oh, he's the one that I was sending you screenshots of their tweets.
Oh, he said 3 people having sex is a threesome, 2 is a twosome, and now he knows why everyone calls him handsome.
Hugs, you've already told that joke. But thank you.
You guys, is it time to move? You guys, is it time to move on to the other set of the other stuff?
Now I'm suddenly like performance anxiety.
I can keep asking you dumb questions, Mary.
No, I talk myself out of money on my own cam. Like,
I will do it too. You know,
like, I
Jill's
don't
always
feel
like,
like
we
doing it.
need
I
to
just wanna
keep,
hang
we need to
out.
get things going. You
When
know?
I need to make money, I'll be like, you guys, we have to actually make money today.
I will ask you one final question.
Hmm.
Taking all your experience in this industry into account, would you recommend other people do sex work? It's a tough one.
When someone completely outside the industry with no experience comes to me, or even someone in the industry comes to me and says, hey, I want to do this different type of sex work, I immediately try to scare them away with the like most very realistic, scariest thing possible. And their reaction dictates how I move forward.
Tell me why I do the same thing.
You want to know what I said to Melissa Stratton when she wanted to do pro porn?
What?
I was like, hey, if you are doing a blowjob scene and you start to choke on your vomit, can you swallow it and keep going? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, you do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you're new. Like, basically, like, if something like really uncomfortable is happening, what are you focused on? And she's like, I'm focused on finishing what I'm doing. I want to keep doing that. I'll make it work. That doesn't even faze me.
My scary thing, and maybe slightly out of line to say this to a woman, but I would say, are you okay with just constantly struggling with BV for like ever? Because a lot of people that do mainstream and just shoot every other day, like most girls that I've met that just can't do it anymore, say that's just ultimately what killed it for them.
It's interesting because like I can also work with certain performers and have like no issue.
Mm-hmm.
And then certain performers, like I'm like, yeah, my like pH is off and I need to use boric acid suppositories or something. You put it in your pussy and it's like acid and it like helps neutralize it.
Mm-hmm. It's the perfect pH. It like mimics your body's natural pH, and the bad bacteria can't grow.
And for those that don't know, a lot of porn girls pop one up there every time they shoot afterwards.
Yes.
And like I have bottles of it at home. I've used it all the time.
Yep. And that's probably the most common reason I've heard people quit porn is because they just couldn't stand being on antibiotics and going through the cycle of that.
Yeah, it's interesting because like it's like certain performers I work with, no issue, and then randomly. So it's like I don't know if it's like certain body pHs or
Mhm.
like if you're working because I'm an amateur creator, so I work
Mhm.
with like one person, and then like a few weeks later, one person.
Right.
I can kind of get away with no issues
Right.
for a while, and then
Right.
like I'll get like really unlucky randomly, or like I don't. It's kind of like in dating too, though. Like I've had partners in the past where like there's something about our pH that like
Right.
doesn't work.
My girlfriend and
Yeah.
I were like that, my ex. Just
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
And then it's like it never happens again after that person, and I'm like, the fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're just saying if I encourage it or scare people away? If it depends on their reaction. So like, especially with a full service sex worker, which is not legal where we live or where I live, and
It's not legal where I live.
yeah,
Well,
you
it
can't
is
talk
in
about
the
it on Chaturbate
county over.
realistically. But when
and
girls approach
param-
me about that, the scary thing I say is, "Did you know a cop can pay you, fuck you, and then arrest you?" And they go, "What?"
That's wild.
And then I'm like, "You didn't know that? You don't know enough to do this."
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know that either.
Yeah, Sacramento cops are like notorious for that. It's like they do it
Really?
as a sport.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was a big thing I warned girls when they're like, "Should I like dabble?" I'm like, also find someone who does it because I don't do that work. And like, I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't have real advice, right?
Right,
Like,
right.
I can't help you stay safe. Go find someone who does it.
Right. Go find someone that has the experience to
Yeah.
like arm you with the knowledge you need. Yeah.
Exactly. So on a very depressing, somber note, can we like? You have to ask me. Can we do like a few chat questions that are
Yeah.
not negative? No politics.
Your favorite kind of flower?
Daisies.
Daisies? Okay.
My mom had a daisy tramp stamp
Oh, okay. My mom
Tattoo.
has a rose.
on a tramp stamp.
No, on her ankle,
Damn.
which was like the 80s tramp stamp. And then the 90s, it went to the bottom of the back.
So
And
my
then
mom
in the
did it in the
2000s, it got right under the breast
Oh,
right here.
literally, I've seen people say that this is the new like.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it
so
is.
hot right
and there's
now.
got to be like a fucking
Do you think
lotus
in 10
flower there or
years-
something.
In 10 years, we're gonna be like so like outdated.
Yeah, the tramp stamp will migrate somewhere else to like your
It's
face
gonna be like a
or
neck
something.
tag.
Or like right by the eye.
No, I think it's gonna be a neck tag.
Okay.
In 5 years, 10 years, we'll check.
Tulips are Jill's favorite.
Is there any other like fan question that's not negative and weird? If you want politics, read my Twitter. Don't have to hear.
I feel like Mary and I could talk aggressively about politics for hours.
Oh yeah, we were like not arguing, but doing that thing in the car where it's like we're both like, no,
I think
but
we
actually it's this. Yeah, and
both
actually,
have like
just getting
well
louder.
well thought out opinions in our own heads.
And then we're like, well, no, actually, you didn't consider all of this. And he's like, no, he was trying to talk about like industry politics. I'm like, well, the Constitution.
If you're a cam model and you want to get into mainstream porn, what do? What is the mechanism? What's the procedure?
God, so there's another question that is similar to this where I can't answer because I just had such a different experience than everyone
Mhm.
else. When I got into pro porn, I messaged Sam Phillips, who works for Penthouse, and said, I want to do girl. And she said, cool, we'll set it up.
Yeah.
That's not a normal experience. I've never had an agent. I have zero advice.
Yeah.
I sent my nudes to a lot of people.
Contact an agent. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Send them headshots.
You can apply on their websites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some agencies are more elitist than others, and some agencies cater to particular audiences.
Oh, Jack, would you ever consider doing bisexual porn?
I
love bi porn, by the way.
I'm like, so I have kissed a guy. I've had a guy give me a hand job. So I've experimented, and I've experimented enough to know that like guys really aren't my thing, and I'm very rarely attracted to men.
Mm-hmm.
But if I found the right guy, I would be open to it, but more in like a top role. Like I would never penetrative sex with a man is like sounds awful to me.
I have a question because I'm pansexual, and it is so hard for me to imagine not being attracted to an entire gender category. When you have this experience with men, what is it like? Oh, this feels good, but like, how do you know you're not into it?
You don't have that feeling of wanting more.
But like, I guess you're saying if like maybe there's a chance it could happen, but you're kind of like, 99% of men is not going to do it for you.
Exactly. And I
That's
know,
so strange
I know
as a
I'm quite
pansexual person.
straight because the men I'm attracted to are not masculine. They're more feminine.
Your brain is like, oh, hot girl. And you're like, wait.
Yeah. But I don't like really twinky guys though. So
What's funny is I love like masculine women, like androgynous women. And I love very like masculine men. So it's like I like masculinity and androgyny in both. But I also love like very curvy. Like I love boobs and like squishy and curvy, which is very feminine.
I think it's easier for women to be bi. I think
Societal conditioning.
Yeah, I think there's a group of horny guys standing around you, like cheering you on to hook up with a girl.
Well, I mean,
and I think if you told one of your buddies that, like, yeah, I don't care who sucks my dick, it feels good either way, I think they would look at you funny. But if you told your friends that you don't mind it when a girl goes down on you, I think they're going to be a lot more accepting of it. And to be fair, that's not what's guiding my decision making. I think it probably plays a role.
I was going to say,
subconsciously.
You almost can't, subconscious bias.
Yeah.
But that's very true because, like, say maybe there's a lot of men who, like, if the roles were reversed, they'd be like, oh yeah, of course I'd kiss a guy. They're cute. Because like everyone would be like, oh my God, that's so hot. Like it wouldn't be as weird.
Mm-hmm. But there's certain really low risk things with other men. Like I've gotten a hand job from a couple and it doesn't weird me out at all.
Like a couple giving you a hand job, like it's like a woman, it's like, and I don't know, but I'm pansexual. So like, I don't think straight people exist. And I've argued with my fan base about this.
I say all the time that everyone's a little gay,
Yeah, I try to be like, joke about autism and he's like, everyone's a little autistic, everyone's a little gay.
Yeah, that's literally what I said. Yeah, we're all on the gay autism spectrum somehow. Yeah.
I actually love watching bi porn.
Yeah, like bi men penetration porn.
Yeah, like honestly.
Yeah, that's where I cut off, dude. It's just not. I'm not a big anal sex person with women.
You know what it is?
So the thought of fucking another dude is just like no.
Well, no, what it is with bisexual porn is the men actually moan and enjoy it, and they show their faces. Whereas porn geared towards like straight audience, it's like the man is just like a dick.
Yeah.
So bi porn, I get to see a gender I'm attracted to experience pleasure.
That's cool. The only time I've seen bi porn and I've like enjoyed seeing it was purely aesthetic and staging purposes. I think I saw like a dude getting it while also fucking a girl, and it looked like this weird caterpillar with like all these people with dicks in a line. I was like, that's kind of cool, Like, I've worn a strap on my back and had two girls do doggy, and I was fucking them both at the same time, and I felt pretty awesome.
I gotta say, I've never seen that.
Yeah, I did it. It's pretty awesome. I felt like it was a good feeling.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it, try it.
I'm reading the chat.
I think that's where we can end it.
You
oh my God, that's a gif of it.
I
can't believe it.
It's almost like bi porn. I can just like imagine.
No. I actually have a dick attached back there. When it gets hard, I pass out both at the same time.
Is it a...
I shave it, refashioned it.
Anyway.
Hey, this is the part where you get turned on.
You always end it on a weird note. Like
my bad. And then I feel like ask more tame questions.
Like
if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live?
California. I know that's a weird answer, but
no, that's not a weird answer. I mean, it's a beautiful state full of weird people.
Like I can't imagine living anywhere else.
It's cool. I loved living in San Francisco, but it was time for me to get out. I did 8 years there.
It's expensive there.
Very expensive, but the mountains, the ocean, like gorgeous. I loved it.
It's the most passionate I've heard him. Like this whole time I've been into the house. Gorgeous.
I get like that about mountains and the fog and everything. Oh man, I fucking love it.
Pacific Northwest, like.
Yeah, I love the Pacific Northwest. I love it.
I'm hurt. You doubted I have it.
I like fingering my hole. I've tried it. When I found out you could have a prostate orgasm, I got all up in there. All right, you guys, I think I'm going to end it on that weird note just for Mary. And I'm going to transfer into